seconds or something. So it's like killing time here. We're just like wasting time.
You're the first person on my feed right now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and click your page so I can see it.
Let's see. Let's see. I don't know why it takes 40 seconds. It's quite long. Yes. Okay. So you're on my feed right now. So I'm gonna add you. Rich.
I see Andrea's already here. Hey, honey.
And if you oh, it's still loading. If you refresh your post right now on the Facebook, it should like have you in it.
Okay. I think we're good.
I'm going to your post, see if it's yeah, it's showing up on YouTube. Okay, excellent. Yes, we made it work.
I love it. Yes. Because everyone loves us. So we must give them the opportunity to catch us live.
Such a good conversation. Hello, everyone. This is your favorite legendary, opinionated Amerislav and God's favorite. Here at Rich and Hydrated. Oh, and Mikayla Rose.
Hello. We're back.
You look fabulous.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, I had to come correct when I'm speaking to the Bara, honey. Oh my gosh, I didn't even ask, is it Bara, Bara? I'm saying that right? How do you say it?
Well, like this thing, it's Bara, right? Because it's
Bara.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Most people call me Red. Like I'm one of the few people, I'm like, as long as I understand that you're talking to me, we're good.
Okay. I'm going to make an effort to say it correctly, though. Bara.
Where are you right now?
I am in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, the most beautiful city that I have been in so far. This is my favorite. Like, we're probably going to end up, after we finish our world tour, we're probably going to end up rooting here because it is funny. I guess this leads us into our topic because the reason that I love it the most is because it reminds me the most of America.
Say more. Say more.
So Kuala Lumpur is such a modern, diverse country that has a ton, there's big tech here. There's so many entrepreneurs. All of the women specifically are bosses, like in their own right. So many entrepreneurs, so many opportunities here. Pretty much everybody is some kind of digital nomad. So even if you walk around the city, we're actually kind of like in the suburbs now, but we stayed downtown the first like week we were here. And everywhere you go, if you walk down the street, you go outside, there's cafes everywhere. Everywhere has Wi-Fi. Everybody takes Apple Pay, like to the point where it's like, why are you carrying cash? Don't nobody take cash. Like even the stalls, like the food markets and stuff outside, everybody is like, catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like catch up. It's everything that I think. I almost want to say it's everything that America thinks it is or wants to be in terms of like diversity, because there's so many different cultures here, kind of all intermingling. It's a Muslim country, but there's Christians here, there's Buddhists here, there's Hindus here. You know, there's brown people here. Like in Thailand, I felt in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Tokyo, I felt like when I stepped outside, it's like, oh, the brown girl. Oh, ooh, like everybody's staring. It wasn't always necessarily a rude thing. I think people are just naturally curious.
People love it. It's like a celebrity thing. Like, oh my God, yeah. you're a brown American? Like, whoa. Yeah, no.
Yes.
It's a positive thing.
Yes. And definitely got a lot of compliments in those countries, but it is kind of awkward when you're just kind of like trying to exist. I felt like I had to always be on, if that makes sense. Like absolutely. I couldn't just go to the store looking crazy. I had to look like something because you might have somebody taking a picture of you, or just, wanting to be like, oh my gosh, can we take a selfie? Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Oh my God. Like, they're super nice, but it just made me feel like I had to always be on, versus here, everybody just kind of minds their business. And I kind of feel like I blend in. Like, there's so many outside of Malaysians, which their majority is, there's Indian, there's Malaysian natives, but there's Indian, there's Chinese. Those are the major, I guess, ethnicities or races here. And then there's so many Nigerians here. I've seen a lot of Americans. I don't really see many white people here.
Is it an expat city?
I think it is growing into one because they now have a digital nomad visa that is very easy to get, which is another reason that I'm considering here more than Thailand, because first of all, Thailand has completely changed their immigration laws recently because of how many people are just doing border runs, and buying up property without necessarily pouring back into the country, which is making me pay more attention to just immigration in general, and just like the concept of immigration and how we as Americans look at immigration in contrast or in similarity to how they look at immigration over on this side of the world. It's just opening up a lot of conversations for me. But anyway, I think it is becoming more of a digital nomad type of city, expat type of city. But one thing I found about Malaysia and Malaysians, they want to gatekeep. They want to gatekeep their country. And it's so funny. So if you scroll on TikTok and you see people talk about Kuala Lumpur, talk about Malaysia, people are like, what are you talking about? We're still riding on alligators and, living in the jungle. Like, they're so funny, but it's so modern. It's so clean, but it almost gives America, but cheaper, and it kind of makes me think of, well, why does everything cost so much in America? Because clearly we have to import things over here. So I'm like, I wonder it probably is a wage gap thing, or like something with labor, because I can say, so Malaysia is also a capitalist country. And so I'm not going to act like there's not a huge wage gap here also. And I think that also plays a part in why things are a lot cheaper. So I can't ignore that part. But as an American citizen with a US dollar who loves the comfort and the familiarity of modern society, I love Kuala Lumpur. I felt like Thailand has pockets that are more modern than others, but for the most part, to me in Thailand, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but to me in Thailand, it felt like it almost made me want to go backwards, if that makes sense. Like, this is such a chill, like almost detached from the world kind of country. And I think it's purposefully that way, because if you look at Thailand's history, they've never been colonized ever.
Have you been to Dubai, by the way? Have you been in Dubai?
I have not been to Dubai yet. I'm trying to figure out if that's what I want to do for my birthday.
You have to.
I have not been to Dubai yet. I heard it was beautiful. What are you about to say about Dubai?
It's just and it's just something, I don't know if we talked about it last time, but you know what, like the spirit of places. So like, just as an example, whenever I go to New Orleans, like the moment I land, it's like I'm in a pink champagne bubble, and I don't drink.
Yes.
Right? And I'm kind of like, kind of floating, kind of woozy, right? Super potent spiritually. Business for me fucking sucks in New Orleans. I get download again. There's a wooziness to it. Can't get business done for shit. Then, for example, New York is for me really good business wise, spiritually completely closed off.
Yes.
Dubai is the epitome of entrepreneurness, richness, high quality. They also have some like really fucking brutal laws and rules. Like, talk about gatekeeping. Like, no one can come in there unless they make 10K USD minimum a month, right? Like, they have laws against like extremely fat people. Like, they don't give a fuck.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. And then not to visit, but like just like,
no, for sure.
Again, it's a tax-free country, right? So like, there's no taxes there. So I'm interested to hear your feeling of like the spirit of where you are right now, because you say like there's
Yeah.
gatekeeping, right?
Oh my gosh, they're so funny. The Malaysians don't want I think they just don't, they're very, I don't want to say they don't want people to come here because of course tourism drives economy in multiple places, but I think they're very much like, don't start messing with our culture here. So pretty much there's very little crime. Um, Spiritually, it has really made me, so it's a Muslim country. I grew up around a ton of Muslims. I grew up around a lot of different cultures and religions, but Islam has always been a religion that made the most sense to me growing up, because I understood why they did what they did versus some other religions. I'm like, I don't understand why you're doing this. Anyway, so being here, I don't have my altars, I don't have my stuff, I got a deck of cards and a journal, which is enough. But so when I'm trying to find something to root myself in, I'm just like, okay, well, what do the people of the land do? Okay, the people of the land, majority are Muslim. So literally in the morning, I feel like I'm waking up to angels singing because I forgot what it's called, the Fajr or Far. I forgot how to pronounce it in English. It's an Arabic word, but it's their morning prayer. And it happens an hour before sunrise. I think it's like 5:55 a.m. Literally the first night I heard it, the first night I got to Malaysia, I was so tired and I was just exhausted. I was literally physically, spiritually exhausted. I had just finished the class, hopped on a plane, got here, was overthinking what's next for business, what's next for me. Do I want to go home? Do I want to stay here? Blah, 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 right? I have to do a visa run. I have to leave this country. So it was a lot going on that day. And I literally went to sleep. I was like, I'll figure it out in the morning. And I woke up to just singing. The whole city just sings. I think they do it throughout the day for all 5 prayers, but I specifically hear it in the morning because everything is so quiet. And it's so interesting to me because even when I landed and I got to the airport, there's so many people. It was so quiet. I mean, I could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet. You go places, it is so quiet. But it's like sometimes you go places and there's like this loud murmur. It's like there's a clear murmur here. People are active, they're moving around, they're shopping, but I don't know what it is that makes it so quiet and so peaceful here. But anyway, when I woke up to the morning prayer, I was just like, everything's okay, and that's when I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go back into my 5 times a day prayer because it just reminds me. So I do Ramadan every year. So I do the 5 times a day prayer during Ramadan. And every time I do Ramadan, I come out the other side with so much clarity, so much insight. I love a good fast. Like I love a good, disciplined practice. And so the one thing that I have said about the 5 times a day prayer, even while doing it during Ramadan, is that it really reminds you can reset your mind, your spirit, and your connection to God at any point throughout the day. And it actually keeps the crime rate down here because if you just finish praying, you're not really about to go rob somebody. You know what I mean? Like you're not, it keeps you in a lighter mindset.
Different
Not
state.
to say nothing happens here, right? Not to say nothing happens here, but it's very low, I think, because of that. But with that, there's also, so Thailand was very much a free for all. Like I could walk out looking boobs, I can whatever, everything kind of goes in Thailand. Sex tourism is huge in Thailand, and you can kind of see it, even if you
And
don't
it has an
go to those
energy
parts.
to it. Mm-hmm.
It very much does, and it's kind of almost hard to articulate. But
It's
here,
just the Thailand one. It's for me. It's like if tar dries up, but it isn't fully dry yet.
Yeah,
It has it's a filthy sticky to it.
That is so descriptive. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. It's almost this survival undertone. And you just walk around and you see these they're probably not underage. I don't know how old they really are, but they look 12.
There's a huge underage. And because it's culturally, I will almost like normalized, accepted, like whichever word we want to use. Yeah, it's the dark side of Thailand, right? Like
right. Yes, it is the dark side of Thailand. And, you know, I will say people kind of mind their business there as well, but they mind their business in a different way, in a way of like, oh, whatever, whatever. Here, it's like people mind their business, but there's also this aura of the city where it's like, we're not going for that shit. Like, I would not walk around. I'm in my house, so I'm a little more underdressed than I would be outside. But because it's a Muslim majority country, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not in full hijab, but
Sure.
I'm like, let me put on some
You
clothes. Like, let
adapt.
me look decent. Yeah. And
You
it's
adapt.
not, it doesn't feel oppressive to me. It doesn't, because I know some people that I was speaking to in Thailand, I was telling them I was going to Malaysia next, and they were like, oh my God, it's so boring. It's so conservative. It's so da 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 da. And I'm like, oh, I don't mind. I don't necessarily mind conservative, depending on how extreme it gets. I don't necessarily mind boring. I mean, I'm asking, so I went to the nail salon, I'm asking the girls, you know, I'm asking the people who work there, what do you do for fun? It's so wholesome. They're like, oh, there's archery. I love doing archery with my friends. I go bowling, because nobody really drinks here. It's a Muslim country.
Right.
Nobody
Right.
really clubs here. Nobody is in Thailand. It's like, oh my God, the parties are free. The clubs are everywhere. You know, you can go outside. It's Friday
It's
every
like
day,
an
Saturday every day.
it's like an amplified Las Vegas.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I had a great time. Like, don't get me wrong, I love
Mhm,
Thailand,
mhm,
but to
mhm.
live long term, I'm just happy that I've continued to explore and keep my options open, because, like I told you last time, the plan was to go to Bangkok, look for apartments, secure an apartment, go home, get myself, come back. And then I was kind of just like, let's just kind of float. Like, let's stay in Southeast Asia for a little bit. Maybe we'll end up heading more west, and then slowly making our way back to the States and seeing the world before we pick a spot. And I'm so happy we did that. As of right now, I love Kuala Lumpur, like I said, because of how much it reminds me of America. But Thailand, I felt like, to go back to what I was saying about, it made me feel like I was going back in time. I felt like stuff in Thailand was so, trying to choose my words carefully. It just felt very, it didn't feel third world, like to the extreme, like the way propaganda makes us think of third world country. But it made me feel like, oh, everything is $1 here, so let me change. Like, my business started to regress, if that makes sense. Like, I'm like, oh, let me cheapen my prices, let me cheapen myself, because I don't need it in Thailand. When my spirit was like, girl, this was not the point. This was not the point of you moving over here. And I think even when people move to Thailand, specifically American citizens, they move to Thailand because they're all the content and all the people, they're like, oh my God, it's so much cheaper here, and da 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 da. And it's like, that's not why. Of course, it's a benefit, but that's not the majority reason why I wanted to leave the country or explore the world or go somewhere else and live there for a little bit. It's a quality of life that I'm looking for also. So anyway, I just didn't want to get caught up in going back in time, because I'm in a land that is not necessarily as developed in that way, you
By the
know?
way, third world is a spectrum, right? Because so like
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that especially in America, like the first thing that comes up is like when I say like, because I'm like from a third world country too, like fucking East Europe, right?
Yeah.
It's not that we don't have certain things. For one, the quality of things, the ruling of things, but like the first idea that usually comes up is like, you know, this little African kid that has to walk
Yes.
10 miles to water, right?
Yes.
Yes, that is third world as well. But
Mm-hmm.
there's African cities, by the way, that are straight from fucking like a sci-fi movie, right?
Okay.
But that
Let's give
is
him Wakanda.
right, the real life Wakanda, right? But so that's the idea people get. Clearly, third world is a spectrum, and yes, and Thailand definitely is that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you
Even
can
when I
feel
was
it in its momentum.
right, and I'm trying to find a way to articulate it. I think Thailand is beautiful. I just, long term, I was like, I'm kind of over Thailand. Like, we spent 2.5 months in Thailand. I'm like, I could go. I'm not gonna say I could go my whole life without ever going back to Thailand, but I could go another year without ever going back to Thailand, because I'm
Oh,
like, all right,
I can't wait for you to go to Dubai.
I'm
Yo,
excited to do Dubai. I can say from what I've seen about Dubai, and from talking to other Malaysians, they're like Kuala Lumpur is almost like a diet Dubai
Oh,
when it
yeah, I
comes
can see
to
that.
like
I can see that.
architecture.
Mhm.
It's so beautiful here.
I can
I
see that.
mean, so beautiful here. I feel so at peace here. It feels like home. I can say that. Like when I was in Thailand, it felt like I'm on vacation. It always felt like I was on vacation, even when I'm trying to shift into work mode.
That don't
It
work.
felt like I was on vacation. Here, I like the commerce energy. I think that's the best way I can describe it or summarize it. I love the feeling of commerce. So I get like the feeling of like that New York City commerce, like you were saying, but I also get like a spiritual upliftment that comes with how embedded God is or Allah is in their society and their mannerisms, how they interact with each other. You know, I feel both sides of those. I totally understood what you meant when you were talking about New Orleans and New York, and that's completely how I feel like here and how I kind of perceive cities also. Like just, okay, this is good for business, this is good for play, this is good for
Right.
spiritual ascension.
There's a time and space for all of these.
Exactly.
Do you have one of your what is it, the Carta lines, astrology lines go through that place?
So astrocartography, I have my, so it's funny because when it comes to astrocartography, it's kind of like regions. There are specific areas that fall exactly on a line, but the entire Southeast Asia region for me is a Jupiter ascendant area for me.
Jupiter,
So
okay, baby.
yes, a very good line to have because Jupiter is all about expansion and growth, abundance. We love all of that. And it can also lead to weight gain, which is why I've been heavily in the gym even more here than anywhere else, especially because the food is so good. But I have seen it more. The way I've seen it play out for me is I feel like I'm constantly getting so much information downloaded into my system that it's almost hard to keep up. And it can be kind of overwhelming mentally because, like I said, Jupiter is wisdom. It's also sitting in my natal chart. It's sitting next to Uranus and my moon, as well as Neptune. So all of those planets are their information, their intuition, their spirituality. So I feel like I'm constantly getting almost like this intergalactic super intelligence.
Like a
and like
Nova
very
at you.
it's crazy to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, can y'all slow down? It's so much information. I'll literally be typing and typing and typing and typing and typing and typing and typing because my hand, first of all, I like to handwrite, but my hand cramps up. I can't keep up, so I'm typing. And then sometimes I finish typing and I'm like, so what do y'all want me to do with this? Usually I'll just circle back and be able to like expand on it later, but it can be quite overwhelming. But I do enjoy it because I just feel like I hear my spirit louder. So that's how it's played out for me. I know sometimes when it comes to, I've also leap timelines, I guess I can say, when it comes to like business. So I think that's also because my Jupiter and Uranus are conjunct, so I feel both of them here. So I have completely like quadrupled my pricing out here. And this is why I was saying like I actually am enjoying the concept of capitalism a bit more. I've always kind of straddled the fence with calling myself or claiming this title of capitalist or pro-capitalism, or, you know, the words that people throw around lately. I kind of try to stay out of these conversations because I see the pros and cons of a lot of things. And I think people are very black and white when it comes to stuff like this. But
they're incorrect about a lot of things.
I agree. I also know that I'm not as educated as I would like to be before I speak on things. So I've been.
You're still a better person than me because I'm like, motherfuckers be dumb. They're like that's not fucking capitalism, dumb fuck.
So it's funny because when I speak to people who are anti-capitalist, they're always talking about like being broke. And so for me, I have had and this has been me being out here, right? I did a class for $33. After I did that class, that's the same day that I had to leave Thailand, hop on a plane, came to Malaysia. I was like, I did this class for $33. I extended all of my energy into this class. And this is no shade to my following. I love you guys. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with pricing myself at an energetic standard that I'm supposed to be living in, especially after doing this for as long as I have been. And so I did that class. I was so drained. I mean, drained to the point of I had to just sleep for like the next week because I had poured so much into doing it, right? But I'm like, oh, I'm in Thailand. I want to be accessible. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want people to be able to access this information. But it doesn't make sense for me to pour all of this information, all of this wisdom, translate it into a way that makes sense, because I feel like people think things are easier than they are because it comes so naturally to me. But anyway, to put all of that into this thing and for me to still feel like, okay, I have to rush and hustle and throw something together because I need my next burst of income. It makes more sense for me to be able to have deeper, focused energy with larger amounts of money than for me to cast my net far and wide under the guise of being accessible and then burning myself out. And so I say that to say when I just wanted to finish this thought.
Yeah.
I say that to say when I found myself in a situation where I was like, I'm putting out all of this energy and I still feel broke. It didn't make me say, oh, fuck capitalism. I hate capitalism. You know, I don't want to. This is unfair. We got to work to survive and da 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 da. I think that sounds crazy to say we live on a floating rock, so why are we paying bills? Yes, we live on a floating rock, but somebody built your house. Somebody put power together so that you can just flip a switch to turn the light on. People are pouring in energy to make your life easy. I would never say I don't want to pay for things or exchange value for things that I value. And so I was like, well, if I'm broke, I have unlimited potential to make money. It was pretty much my point where I was going with this, right? It's like, that doesn't make me feel anti-capitalist. That makes me appreciate capitalism even more because I can make money doing any fucking thing. Have you seen, there's dick writing classes, excuse my French, there's dick writing classes in America.
Yeah. Let's go even further. There's because Jay, I think, shared this. There's a TikTok who has like 6,000 followers of leaves crushing. And I'm like, yeah, that's a fetish, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand. Yeah. Like, people thought I was kidding. No, like, I'm from the adult industry, right? That's my corner of the world. Like, there's people who make tens of thousands crushing objects, whatever. What I just want to say is you don't get paid for the information. You get paid for all the information you've accumulated and are able to share to others. And like how you, because that's 10, 20, 30 years, right? And you've compacted and now you teach it. That's what you get paid for. So people don't have to go their own 10, 20, 30 years.
Exactly.
That's what, so like when I go to a lawyer, I don't pay him for his time. I'm paying him for all his knowledge and skills so he can translate that to me in a way that I understand.
Exactly. You know, and I work with so many, I like to call them languages, like divine languages. I'm an astrologer first, so most of how I interact with the world is based on astrology, but I can read so many occult things or non-occult things. There's so many things that I can read and translate and understand, and be able to translate to my audience to make them make sense to them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's that perspective, that perception, that talent it takes a lot. Like you said, like your people are paying for the ability to see things through my lens and my deep perception of the world, and I deserve to be compensated for it's consulting at the end of the day. Like
not even deserve. You need to be compensated properly, because unless you are compensated to a point where you can be carried, right?
Yes. Because who am I healing? Who am I helping and healing if I'm in survival mode? And I was talking to my mentor about this the other day because we were just like, you know, I think people are so anti-capitalist, anti-rich, anti-billionaire that they forget that money is freedom. Like, we cannot be of service in a well-rooted way unless we are well-resourced. You know, there are definitely ways to serve other people and still be accessible in other ways. But if you claim to hate the system, then be so well resourced that you can either make a change or detach from it. How are we going to make a difference if we're not putting ourselves in a position of power? I think people also have a very odd relationship with the concept of power, but how are we going to make change if we're not allowing ourselves to grow and elevate in that way to get in these positions in order for us to, people say, oh, trickle down economics doesn't work. Okay, well, maybe you're supposed to be the one to become the billionaire and make it work. But I think, go ahead.
No. So I'm from a communist country, right? Not
I want to hear about this. I want to hear about your
not
experience
like cute, not like the idea or like, or I'm from a communist country. What that looked like. So my grandma was massively entrepreneurial. So in a time where she was not allowed to work, women were only allowed to go to like women's schools. She was like, fuck y'all. And she started a sewing store and then an art store and then a kid toy store, and to a point where she had 9 stores at the tail of the Second World War. Yeah. The communists started leading, and so she has these 9 stores, and communists come in and they're like, this is ours now. The alternative is death. What do you mean? Like, it's not like, can you give it to us? No, this is ours now. Our house kept getting raided because my grandpa, he was a journalist, and he had, journalism was not allowed under communism. So he had his typewriter hidden in the yard. And once a week he would dig it up and he would spread the news. That cost him.
I remember you telling this story.
Right? So my grandma died of disbelief, asking, like, they have to give it back, right? Like, they cannot just take everything I fucking worked for.
Right.
And they kept raiding the house like every other week because rebellious people, right? We were like, we are family rebellious people. So what people think, so there's several things that are going on. The only people that hate capitalism are people who are lazy, infantile, because they feel like someone should take care of them. And they conflate it with something like nature, right? Like, I should be able to just exist. I'm like, and let me give context. I live in America right now. I live 2 hours away from any fucking living town, right? I have only forest land. I'm on 65 acres. This is the most brutal fucking life. And I have all the resources. There is no such thing as chilling on the fucking land. Because what people think when they're anti-capitalist and they're glorifying socialism and communism, I can go into both of those, is that they think they're like, I'll just be fucking chilling and frolicking in the fucking grass and, I'll live. No, hunting is brutal. Aside from just the process, growing food is fucking brutal, because what happens if your crops don't go well? If the weather is fucking shit, everything is gone, right? Yes. So when people say like anti-capitalism, and I'm like, no, you just want to be taken care of, and they think that under a socialist or a communist that they'll be taken care of. But what happens in those systems is not everyone gets better, everyone gets equally poor.
Yeah.
But they think, oh, now because there's equality, there sure the fuck is equality, but not everyone's not equally rich. Everyone's equally poor. However, now you don't have access to food because the government will decide, or any other external authority, how much food you can have. And this is a problem in China even right now, without going dramatic. They have a social credit score. If you don't obey in a way that they deem fit, you're not allowed in the hotels. You're not allowed on the bus. You're not allowed on the train. You're not allowed to buy certain food. Like, so that's the reality of communism. Socialism, because I moved to, my mom sucked dick to get us to socialist country. Like, real talk, as I was. So then we moved to the Netherlands, which is a socialist country with, it's a capitalist country with a lot of social influences, socialism influences. What happens is, like, I had an American friend who is one of the engineers from Tinder, from the first line. I think he made several million a year annually here. And then he moved to a similar position in Europe. And he was like, the highest director here makes like $100K. Like, that's the ceiling. So yes, in socialist nations, the gap is significantly
Yeah.
less, but that's it. Like there's no gap, but there's also no like quality of life,
Yeah.
no lavishness. Like it doesn't matter how hard you work, there's the ceiling, the end. And then we get to fucking capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Because what people, for one, the people who are upset with capitalism are only upset with the capitalist who they were told to hate. Because ain't no one hating on Kim Kardashian, ain't no one hating on fucking Rihanna, ain't no one hating on Taylor Swift. They were told to hate Jeff Bezos.
Musk.
They were
Basically,
told to hate Musk, and they were told to hate Zuckerberg. Meanwhile, they are all on their fucking Amazon.com Prime, ordering. They're on Facebook, scrolling. Like, look, I'm fine if you fucking hate billionaires. I'm fine if you hate capitalism, but you better fucking live by your fucking creed.
Right.
You don't get to use Amazon every day and be like, I hate Bezos. Then stop giving him his money.
Right. And I think if you zoom out, you would see, of course, nobody is above critique. And I hate that I have to fucking say that, because people hear us talk about stuff like this and they're like, oh my God, so you worship billionaires and you're pro. And then it's like, oh my God, people are fucking people. But if you zoom out, it seems like they get it. The reason that they are billionaires is because they're providing resources and creating for other people. I remember a few weeks ago, people were mad at Beyonce for continuing business as usual, right? Christmas, like stuff. I think she had like some kind of business, Christmas campaign or something going on. And people were like, this is so tone deaf. People are broke. They don't have food stamps, da, 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 da. But it's like, do y'all not understand that people work for her? The people that you probably know, the people that you're probably fighting for, who also have to work to take care of their families. Do you not understand that these people work for Sacred, for Skims, for Fenty Beauty, for Amazon? Like, they're creating jobs, they're creating resources. Capitalism allows us to be able to work to survive without having to create anything for ourselves. That's very fucking privileged. Like, you are able to clock in and exchange your time and labor and body, because we're all being pimped out. I don't know what the fuck y'all think's going on.
The idea that we wouldn't have to perform labor or induce effort to survive. Capitalism is not surviving anymore. It's the peak. It's after survival, because we get to buy food. Like, I want to be clear that all the motherfuckers that hate capitalism would die under any other system, because they have nothing to fucking offer. Because money that you make at your work job that you perhaps hate, you get to do whatever the fuck you want with that money. You get to choose the food you buy. You get to decide how you spend your time. If you do Netflix or if you go work out, you get to choose that. If you would only be in like a barter system of some sort, bro, you ain't got no fucking skill. I don't fucking want shit from you.
I fucking hate this conversation, because let's say like we'll bring back the barter system or whatever. Okay, clearly I do readings, right? That's one of my major offers. People will offer fucking waist beads. And this is real conversation that I've had. Oh, can I get this? Can I make waist beads and body butter? Bitch, I make waist beads and body butter. Like, that has nothing. I can't pay my fucking bills with waist beads and body butter. And even if, let's remove bills altogether.
Let's remove money, right? Let's move currency, because then it becomes just a different currency.
So who sets the standard for how much something is valued? And I don't understand why y'all think like currency has never been a thing. Before we had the dollar, people used to have like IOU tablets. Like, they would make like little clay tablets.
Currency's been pre-Jesus.
But what money represents now is it's just a token of currency. It's a token of exchange.
It's an IOU. Mm-hmm.
It's an IOU, and it's like, you can take that and do anything with it. I can't take your fucking waist beads and do anything.
And this
like,
money,
it stops with me.
Exactly. The money is the only neutral resource that everyone can use. Because if you give me waist beads and I go to my fish guy and I'm like, hey, I would like some fish. And he's like, okay. I'm like, here, the only thing I have is waist beads. He'll look at me like, what the fuck are you on? Is it crack we're on? Like, he'll literally ask me, is it crack or is it fentanyl? What are we doing over here?
What am I supposed to do with this? I can't even catch no fucking fish with no waist beads. Like, what are we talking about? And then there's also the level of, I feel like I would be fine because I know how to look at what people need and kind of like
you're a business
morph into
person.
that.
Entrepreneurs
Exactly.
will survive everywhere because we're adaptable as fuck. Look, and I'm gonna keep it really fucking real because everyone's always like, but if the apocalypse money isn't worth shit, for one, I have enough ammo, gold, liquor, cigarettes. Like I'm
Which are
preparing
still
for,
currency. Right,
right?
right.
I'm gonna do horrible stuff. Again, I'm from a fucking
You're
criminal
so funny.
background. We
You're
fucking
so
good.
funny.
We've done horrible stuff that will get us
So
fucking
funny.
like banned and probably incriminated. So I won't share. We good. I'm good. Entrepreneurs will always fucking survive.
We create. I think that's the point, right? I think the whole point, I think that's even what society and timing is trying to shift us into, which brings me into like this AI conversation. Oh, AI is stealing jobs. I thought y'all hated working.
Yo, so you hated working on Amazon. Now Amazon is hiring robots and now y'all upset?
I thought you hated that. Like, now you get the opportunity to focus on creation, because I feel like that was the point. If we bring even like, let's bring like religion into it, right? If you believe in the Bible, be fruitful and multiply, that's not just having a bunch of fucking babies. Like, that's creating to serve the world, right? And so now we get an opportunity to do that without having to exchange our bodies for labor, for money. We can offload the hard shit onto the robots and go focus on things that actually impact the collective.
If one chooses to do so.
Right. Or you can, I don't know. I really feel it's very much a survival of the fittest kind of time, and I actually don't feel bad about it anymore. At first I was like,
oh my God, you're coming to my side. I'm like, yes. The weaklings perish. The weaklings perish.
That's why I've been kind of switching up my messaging lately too, because at first it was kind of like, oh, I want to stay like relatable and
you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to remain relatable, because the
relatables
are the poorest. And I'm not talking about financially broke. I'm not talking about financially broke. I've been broke many times. I've never been fucking
never
poor.
been poor. Period. And so lately I've just been like, let's get the fuck up. Everybody get up. Like, you're a fucking loser. I don't want to be around losers. I want to be at the fucking winner's table. Everybody get up. And I feel like the fact that now it's like I'm talking about it, I feel like maybe I have to be the spark for my following now. Like, okay, guys, let's stop fucking crying. You can make anything. I've been telling my following for like 2 years now that y'all need to start figuring out what it is that you contribute and start positioning yourselves as independent contractors. AI is not going anywhere. You're going to keep losing jobs. Start positioning yourself better. I hope y'all have listened. I hope y'all haven't. And I remember somebody under, I think it was like Gary Vee's post, and they were like, not everybody wants to be content creators. Not everybody wants to own a business. All right. All right. I don't know what else to tell y'all. Like, you have to, I think we're moving into a society that is like interconnected sovereignty, where it's like, I'm creating an ecosystem. And this is something that I've literally been hearing Spirit say for a long time, where it's like, create your own economy. Stop trying to conform to this worldly standards. Everybody around you is broke as fuck. Like, stop looking at people who can't pay these bills or can't pay this, pay that. It's clouding your judgment of what you can create. Create your own economy. And what do you stand for? What do you want to contribute? And just focus on that. Focus on rooting yourself in that. And then you collaborate with another person who either fits your mission or can just offer you something that you fucking need. If I need an accountant and y'all are administrative assistants, you can do that on your own time. You can be a VA on your own time. I might need something like that. You're sovereign. I'm sovereign. You get to control where your money goes. I get to control where my money goes. But there's a mutual exchange, and then you go about your fucking business. I think that's a beautiful way to live. I think that's how it has always supposed to be. And I hear people say things like, oh, like Pluto and Aquarius, the power goes back to the collective, the power goes back to the people. But I don't think we're recognizing what that means. I do agree with that literal translation, because if you do, like I said, astrology is a language. So Pluto is power, Aquarius is collective. Power back to the collective, yes, but what does that look like? It shows us where we already have the power. We already have the power to create businesses, especially in America. Are you fucking joking? We already have the power to create businesses, to create our own sovereignty. It's also showing us where you have become the society that you claim to hate. It also shows us how, when it comes to power returning to the collective, we have to recognize that that also looks like us changing how we even interact with what we perceive as God. Like, it's time for us to evolve from, there's this external thing that I have to submit to in order for my life to change, and oh, it's everything that bad is happening is the devil and God will take care of it. Like, no, what if you're the savior you're looking for?
Daddy,
Daddy,
are you there?
Pimps. Fuck a father. Y'all sound like y'all need pimps and fucking handlers. Like, that's how it's starting to feel to me. Like, y'all need somebody to tell you what to do. Go work this way. Go handle this. Come back, bring the money to me, and then I'll tell you what to do with it next. Like, that's how it's starting to feel. And I'm getting riled up because I'm fucking sick of it. I am so fucking sick of everybody crying and bitching and wanting, complaining, to the point where, so I told you I just did a huge timeline leap. I literally told myself, I said, I don't care if I have to eat fucking ramen noodles. Me and my partner, my boyfriend, were on the same shit. We were like, listen, it's time to move on. Like, I'm tripling my fucking prices. My one-on-one is $1,000 now. I'm now an $1,000 astrologer. People have paid for it. So I'm now officially a $1,000 astrologer. I don't give a fuck if I have to eat ramen noodles. I'm not doing anything for less than this. I'll figure out other little ways to fill in gaps in the meantime. I'm not doing nothing for less than this. And it worked. It worked. So I literally had to unfollow people. All of this. I feel like every day I was logging on the fucking internet and, oh my God, I pray for y'all. I pray for these people. I hate that y'all are going through this. But I feel like my timeline was, I'm evicted. I lost my job. I got kicked out. I'm broke. I need this. Every day I open my fucking phone to people begging. And I've been in positions also where I needed to ask for help. That's not a problem. But at some point it's like, okay, I have to cut myself off from this noise because it's making me feel like I now have to come down to meet y'all where y'all are at in this I'm sorry to say, poor ass fucking timeline.
No, like,
I had to break the fucking seal. And I just want, I'm saying this out loud because I also, for one, I have a very odd relationship with money and talking about money and talking about how much I generate. But so this is me trying to heal that side. But also I'm sharing this hopefully to inspire you guys to charge whatever the fuck you need to survive. Like, I'm not just talking about being frivolous with your fucking money. You have the right if that's what you want to do, but charge what the fuck you need based on, like, people have money, guys. You keeping yourself in this realm, but people is not helping nobody.
Well, and the thing is, when you surround yourself with the poors, is you start to believe that that's only out there.
Right.
So, and just like for context, and I shared this last week, and I think you commented too, like, I have a Mont Blanc pen. It's a $500 pen, right? And that was like a milestone for me. And I learned that there's a $500,000 Mont Blanc. And I'm like,
I was literally on that site like, oh, this is amazing, rich ass shit.
Because that means that people have it, people buy it. Otherwise, it will never survive, right? Like that the market decides. Like, if people wouldn't buy that, it wouldn't exist. The thing, poverty is parasitic.
Oh my gosh.
It only eats energy. It only wants to amplify its from who it parasites, right? Poverty is parasitic. It wants to amplify. It wants to leech. Meanwhile, we are now in a culture and we are in such a luxurious time where skills don't even matter. The bar is in hell. Skills, craft, the bar is in hell. You just have to show up at this point. You just have to show. You don't even have to excel. You just have to show up. The bar is so low that, oh, I lost my train of thoughts. Bar so low, poverty's parasitic, and and we have created a different currency, which is attention. Internet is the bomb for this, right? And we are now celebrating victims. So in the first time of fucking history, not to be confused with survivors, in the first time in fucking history, victims get to be the center spot now.
Yes.
Look at all that I come through. And so this is the thing. Victims portray themselves as helpless, but they have all the control. Because ain't no one, when I say like, yo, y'all motherfucking fat, get your fucking ass up, get your fucking workout.
Oh, I
No
love
one
it.
likes me.
I
No, right.
love it when you
The
do that.
winners love it. The winners love it. The poors are like, but I can't. Because, mommy didn't hold me enough. Daddy didn't love me enough. My teacher or my bully from fourth grade told me something, and I am hurt by that. I'm like, baby girl, you're hurt? You're hurt by
Go
words?
to the gym.
You're
Just
fucking, you're
use it as
35. You
fuel.
have allowed someone
Oh
else
my
to
God.
colonize your brain. Someone else colonized
Yes.
your brain.
Yes.
We want to talk about fucking conquer and colonizing, and you let someone, you're just like, come in. This is my brain. You owe it now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I legit had to, I literally blocked and muted everybody. And it's funny because after we got off our last call, I said to my partner, I said, this is the kind of people I need in my life. And this is why I love her so much, talking about you. Because you post about, I think the other day you even said, I had a $34,000 month. I was like, exactly. Like, and to be honest, I still can't necessarily articulate what it is that you do. And I'm not even trying to be shady, you know what I mean? But it's like, she's making this amount of money. I don't even know what she does for real. And it's possible. And so I was like, let me change my entire timeline. I want more people like Bada. I started following like high paid millionaire astrologers. My mentor, she just had a 50K weekend.
Woo!
I signed up with her immediately after that. She's the one who was encouraging me to raise my price. I raised it. Somebody bought it. And that was all I needed. I just needed proof. And now I can be of service. I feel more calm in my spirit because I'm not out here like, well, I need to do another $30 class and I need to hustle. It's like I get bigger amounts so I can actually think and hear from spirit and remember what I'm here for.
Actual space in the body.
Yes.
Open.
I'm calm to the point where it's almost weird. It's like,
because your poverty, your inner poverty, we all have an inner poverty wound, is going to be like, well, something's wrong. It can't be that easy. Are you sure? Right. You're going to lose the people that love you. People are going to look weird at you right now. Are you sure you want to do that? Don't be too fucking flashy. Don't get too arrogant. Remain humble.
Literally, that's how I've been feeling. I've been like breaking free from that. And it's funny because my boyfriend the other day, he was like, you don't even have to be like a different person. Like, I feel like sometimes we step into this new reality and we feel like, okay, we've raised the bar, we've raised the price, we have to be something more bigger. He was like, you have already been this. This is who you've always been. You're just now allowing
the unlayering of self.
Yes. Like, you're just now allowing the ability to receive adequately. The adequate energetic exchange for who you've always been, but you don't have to sit and think and go into, that's another side of survival. Like, oh, I have to
poverty has been placed on you.
Yes.
Poverty.
And it's funny because I didn't even grow up in that way. It's so funny because I feel like sometimes I have forced myself to be more relatable, or I have forced myself in detrimental situations in an effort to be more relatable. Like, I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a neighborhood called Valentine, which is a very wealthy, affluent area. It's me and my mom. My mom has always gone out. We don't have the best relationship, but she has always gone out of her way to make sure I had a good upbringing. And so I grew up in very affluent areas, but I've gone to, so we have magnet schools, which they place very like specialty schools in, under kind of impoverished areas. So I've gone to those schools. I went to a tech school, which was in the hood, right? So I'm now in an area with other people who are from that area, right? And so people would be like, oh, you stay in Valentine? You must be da-da-da. I would say little things like, oh, it's not all that. Like, it started there from childhood. It's not all that. I'm an only child. People would be like, oh, you're spoiled. Oh, I would say anything to make it seem like I'm not spoiled. I'm not privileged. I'm not.
And like, you're one of them.
I'm one of them, to the point where now it bleeds into, or I'm growing out of it, bleeding into my business. I don't see life this way. I didn't grow up like, people are like, oh, we didn't have these resources. I grew up with a lot of resources. I grew up with a lot of information. I grew up with a lot of privilege.
I want to I really want to fucking amplify something that we're going. You felt you had to play that way because poverty is fucking aggressive and violent.
Yeah. And I've never had it framed
Survival
that
is
way.
violent.
Yeah.
And so it's very natural response that you're like, no, I'm one of y'all. No, the fuck you
Yeah.
ain't. No, the fuck you ain't. And it's disrespectful to your soul, whichever one, to even pretend to be. You're not here to be relatable.
And I'm learning that even more so now. And I've always had like weird relationships with like friendships as well. Not that I've had bad friends over my life, but I feel like I'm always outgrowing things and they don't. I've always been like, damn, I don't have no friends from like when I was 3 years old. Like
it's because you're growing.
Right. But it's funny because I feel like I'm always trying to shrink myself back into, well, what would make me have friends to my own detriment? Like I want friends. I'm an only child. I want friends. I want community, blah, blah, blah. But I'm recognizing even more out here that I just can't, I can't afford to focus on having friendships and being relatable in that way and keeping myself small because I don't want somebody to look at me some kind of way or call me bougie. Like that's such a fucking triggering word for me. A bougie, spoiled.
Really?
Right. Like that's so fucking triggering to me because I feel like I'm super down to earth. Like I feel like I'm super, I don't know, but I think a lot of times it might have also been a form of protection as well because I feel like growing up in a wealthy area, people kind of start to see you as like a lick, like something to get over on. And I always felt like I had to be around like this hard energy because I want a form of protection. I know it might sound fucked up, but it's like I want a form of protection, so I'm gonna be around a bunch of hood people and like learn their ways so I can learn how to move with them, which I think was beneficial. But sometimes I wonder how much further I would have been if I kind of leaned into the privilege more. Like if I leaned into, no, I'm not going for that shit. I'm not going there. I am too good for that. I'm not doing that. Like, like I've never thought I was somebody who succumbed to peer pressure, but I'm realizing how that also is a form of peer pressure where I'm making myself small. And it's funny how like now with business, right? I on my close friends on Instagram, I would like vent about like different things I was feeling in my business. And literally every last business owner friend that I had was like, oh my God, nobody's gonna buy that. Nobody values, like they're kind of all agreeing with me. Like I'm going through frustrations of like, don't nobody fucking value me, and I'm too talented to not be where I want. And I'm feeling that frustration, which I think allowing myself to feel that has been energy for me. But in saying these things out loud, my peers, my entrepreneur peers, are also showing their poor ass mentality too. No shade, guys. They're also showing their mentality where it's like, yeah, well, they pay these people thousands of dollars for things that I do, and they can't even pay me XYZ. Nobody has money, and nobody has clients. I got a email. This was my 13th reason. There's an astrologer. I am on her email list. I got a fucking email from her that she was doing $15 a month payment plans for a reading, one reading, $15 a month. I said, get me out of this broke ass fucking timeline, bro. There's no fucking reason. At that point, you're a party trick. I always say I don't want to be a fucking party trick. I'm not here to tell you what the fuck your Mars in the 48th millionth house means just for you to like hear like some kind of fun, oh, I'm a Gemini, so that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for like real leaders who want to make real fucking change, who want to use the knowledge that I have to help them set themselves up for success. And to be that and to do that, I also have to embody that energy. That's what I chose to do. So literally, I was looking at my DMs. I'm like, so nobody's doing better than me. Nobody has clients. Nobody's making money. Get me out of this poor ass fucking timeline. So that's when I started changing up my feed. Who I follow you, Miss Lilith. Love her too. Paying attention to her. Like I said, my mentor, there's another lady, Oath Oracle. She's generated $5 million off of astrology. It's possible. Ain't no fucking way everybody out here is broke. Y'all, let's raise the fucking bar. And I told them the other day, I was like, I hope, because some of them have been doing this longer than me. I'm like, I hope y'all take heed to what I'm saying. I'm not trying to, because I found myself trying to price myself according to them. You know what I mean?
The,
They only charge
no, the thing
$100,
is,
so
yeah. The thing when you price yourself according to others is that you start to resent them.
yeah, I can see that
You
for
can't
sure.
serve when you're resenting them.
Yeah,
Also,
and
you need to apologize when you go like no shade. No, fucking shade.
because
Fucking
these
shade.
are my peers. You know what I mean? Like I know how intense I can be, which is why I've been diluting myself when I speak. I'm growing out of that, but I know how triggering I naturally can be.
It's not
And
your responsibility.
you're right. You are
You
right.
are not digital Jesus. You don't have to fucking hold people. Like, I know how triggering that could be. You fucking dial up the triggers. Let's fucking
But see, that
triggers
helps
are
me, you know?
activating. They're only
It helps me.
triggers need like triggers people don't understand. Triggers are a sign that you need to fucking move.
Mm-hmm.
Something in your body needs to fucking move. So when you trigger them, this is the thing. Because if someone, like, for example, comes at me and says like, "Whoa, you're so ugly and you have black hair," to me, I'm like, "Oh, okay, bye, crazy person." Doesn't trigger shit.
Right. Like, you're
Right?
fucking insane. But when you know it's true, and I lost a friend of 10 years, which is, I think, is what has made me more conscious of what I
I
say,
totally it's
because
fucking grief.
it's painful. And I remember, you know, because there were times where we would try to repair it. We would fall out, we would repair it, we fall out, we would repair it. And then I just realized we kind of just grew apart. But I remember talking to her, and she was just like, it just really triggers me because you've never been wrong. Like, you seem to be very correct when you say things like this. And I be joking that I literally see people's like chart above their head when I'm speaking to them, like they're a Sims character, because I'm looking at your energetics, and I'm like, I can see both expressions, like how you're using it and how you could possibly use it. And so even if I'm not speaking astrology overtly, it's usually informed by what I see the highest potential of you is. And so I can, when you're able to see people in that way very deeply, and see their patterns and see their own blockages, and being able to mirror it back to them, I think sometimes I can internalize that as I'm this walking trigger. And but I have this devotion to truth that I can't abandon. And
Woo!
I can also see how that can be, you know, going back to friendships, I can also see how that manifests as me having a hard time maintaining friends for a long time, because it takes a special kind of
I
character.
no, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. I need to completely reframe that because
Okay.
I have
Yes.
only entrepreneurial friends that I've known probably for 17 years.
Yeah.
I'm 37. By the way, what I'm telling you right now, not upcoming year, but February 2027, I'm taking you to Mexico to one of my masterminds.
Oh
That's
my
not created
gosh.
by me. That's created by
Yeah.
people way ahead of me.
Yeah.
You're gonna come with me and
I
you're
would
gonna
love
see what
that.
it's like. You're gonna see
I
what
would
it's like.
love that.
Because I know, and these people changed me my life. Because look, I again come from a criminal industry, right? Like I did enough blow to make Colombia jealous. I always like joke about that. I knew that my life has changed when we were there in Mexico, and it's every year, it's either in Panama or Mexico or whatever. And the people got drunk and they bought property, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize I drunk bought property. What should I do with the houses? Should I flip it? Should I keep them? Should I rent them out?" And I'm like, this is fucking
I
life.
love it.
This is
I
what we're
love
doing.
it.
They just bought property cash when they were drunk.
I
That's
love that.
the next level. And the thing is, everyone has like different industries. Some have like what they call non-sexy industries, like washing glasses, and they now have a franchise, and
Mm-hmm.
they do eight figures a month, 8 figures, seven
A
figures.
month.
Like, so I'm
Wow.
just saying, like, in February 2027, you're coming with me to
I would
Mexico.
love that.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
that. I have seen how anchoring myself, and this is what I preach, so I'm now getting the opportunity to continue to practice what I preach, but I'm seeing how much I attract by deeply rooting myself more into what it is that
Mm,
I believe.
mm.
And being loud about it and unapologetic about it. And that really is the superpower. And so it is opening me up to, you know, connections like you. I fucking love you. I talk about you out loud all the time. Like, babe, Bara is fucking spitting. Like, I love having a whole Coach Jay. I love her. Like, I love having people who are so dedicated to their purpose and their mission. And I feel like I'm me, even though it's like this is the internet, but it's like the internet opens us up to so many different connections that we may not be able to have in our immediate surroundings, which is also something I was talking about with the relocation magic things. Like, it literally changes your timeline. It opens up your, it's like you have a broadcast signal that you can show exactly what it is that you want to give off and allow the world to kind of shape around that. And I'm just super grateful now that I am being more vocal about this. I'm grateful that I got to leave the country and see the world and how people live, how the things that we're afraid of, like, I keep bringing it back to AI, but that's kind of the realm I'm in. And I'm in Japan and I'm looking at how technology is literally embedded in their economy, or China, right? And I'm like, why the fuck are we so afraid of technology and technology stealing jobs? Technology is driving their economy. So are we slow? Like, as a nation, are we slow? Like, I'm having broader conversations now. And it's not even necessarily the actual location that I'm in. It's just the wealth of experience that I'm now able to kind of just see and experience in real life. I don't know. I might not be making sense, but
No. Look, I speak 9 languages. I've lived in 7 countries. I've traveled 48 countries. I've been in 45 states. So, like,
yes.
So, I'm seeing in the comment, America is slow as fuck. Yes, and I had this conversation as well. There is a challenge with the digitalization in certain nations, such as China, where it's being controlled by an authority. And again, like, it's great that everything is cashless and stuff, until your bank accounts get closed because you said something bad girl bin. You're in the bad girl bin,
Bro.
right? So we are in this weird space in between in America, because in Europe this is a real thing right now, right? People getting arrested left and right for fucking Facebook posts. The amount of bank accounts that I have had closed just by virtue of the industry that I was in, right? So the moment everything is digital, it's out of your direct control. That's the downside of it. So when we say, is America slow? Probably. Also, do I trust the current authorities to have my well-being? Absolutely the fuck not.
Right. But I think it comes with...
I don't know the solution. I don't know the solution.
I think it comes to a point where sometimes you really just have to say, I'm focusing on me.
Like, oh, no, that's always, because it doesn't matter who's leading, because the bears are still attacking my pigs and chickens every fucking day. And I have to grab the shotgun every fucking day, right? Like, it doesn't matter who's leading. It doesn't matter who's taxing the nation. Like, that's still the reality of life. I still have to show up. Nobody caring about my mood. Success is not waiting for my mood. I'm like, you slept a little bit bad, so I can't work out. No one cares about that.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like, the grit that it takes to maintain, and I said before, creating your own ecosystem, creating your economy, the grit that it takes to maintain your own ecosystem, whether you have a literal ecosystem, like you literally have a farm, that's a literal ecosystem on your property, or an economic ecosystem, a business ecosystem. It takes so much. It takes systems. It takes innovation. It takes a strong mind. And you mean to tell me that the people who have set this up, like, who are in position to set up systems that other people then could get paid for, don't deserve to be compensated for that, so that you don't have to go to the fucking forest and kill pigs and chop down trees? And also, like, I speak to a lot of politicians or politician adjacent people, people who are who want to run, people who are kind of like either consultants for that world, or just starting to get into that world. I speak to a lot of those people, and there's so much nuance that comes with politics that it's like I can never even speak as thoroughly on it, which is why I just shut the fuck up. And I think it's okay sometimes to just shut the fuck up and just say, you know what, I don't know enough about this. I'm going to, if it affects me in this business, that's what I'm going to focus on. Like, it's never going to be perfect, as again, we're people, we're flawed. We're always going to be people, and every society has their flaws, but I would rather just grow. And it does sound selfish when I'm saying it out loud, but it's you have to be selfish in order to be resourced enough for you to make the change that you want to see. It doesn't benefit me because I literally was getting depressed. Like this previous election, and it was like everybody was running around with chickens with their fucking heads cut off. And I'm kind of just, it literally felt like I was sitting in the middle of traffic, looking around like, should I feel bad? Like, now I'm depressed because everybody else is telling me that I should be depressed about this. But what has really changed in my life?
Well, and again, and I love America. I'm getting a huge American tattoo, by the way, next year, on November 26th.
So cute.
The downs. So for one, people say, like, and people always argue with me about this. They're like, the system is broken. No, boo boo. The system operates exactly how it should be. Mm-hmm. But there's this underlying thought that the system should be working for its people. Mm-hmm. And that's an idea that is incorrect, for one, because the moment someone has control over you that you didn't consciously give it to, we're already starting off unbalanced, right? Mm-hmm. So this idea that system is broken or it's coming back, no, the system operates perfectly as it is, and the beast is too big. You don't get upset that the wolf is, and this is that the wolf is mean and is chasing the sheep. That's what the fucking wolf does.
Right. Oh my God.
What you do is you grab a fucking 9mm or a fucking shotgun and you fucking shoot the wolf.
No, seriously.
That's what you do. But people are like, look at that wolf. Everyone, oh my God, are you seeing? Everyone, oh my God, the wolf. Oh my God, the wolf. The poor sheep. And then the poor sheep are, meh, the wolf is coming for us. Meh, someone take the wolf away. Meh, bitch, fucking start running, sheep.
I think it has always been about community, in community. So if you look at it, like, America itself is a community, a big ass community, right? Then you have all of these branches of government, you have states, and then you have neighborhoods. And I think we could do more to align with, so if you have a particular cause that you feel like needs focus, you create a community, y'all bind together, y'all create demands, you vote for the person who helps those demands.
But like, boo-boo, that takes a lot of fucking grit and responsibility.
So y'all
we don't want that.
So then do we really give a fuck? Like, this
no,
is why
but this is the thing.
I just don't.
This is the thing. And again, this is my I have a brutal rule, again, because the left hates me and the right hates me too. Like, I'm hated equally by both. And I'm like, it's okay. I have several rules. I'm willing to discuss any idea, but you have to live by it.
Right.
So, and I'm just going to spit like a random one. Abortion. No one knows where I am on that thing. But I'm not discussing it with you if you're fucking without a condom, if you're pro-abortion, because you're not taking the responsibility seriously. If you're against abortion, but you're fucking without a condom out there, I'm not having the conversation with you because you don't even live by your own creed. So you want to like have ideas just for the sake of ideas. I ain't doing that. What you do is between you and your God.
You okay? It's
like
between you and your theoretical standards. Or just
I'm not mental jerking off each other for like ideas and be like, oh my God, that idea is really good. No. I'm in real life business.
And I think it's like, it's so loud because now we have all of everyone's thoughts at our fingertips. So now it becomes, and this is something I've been battling with too, where it's like, it becomes like this moral standoff where now you can get canceled for everything, which isn't fucking real, but that's the illusion, right? You can get canceled, so you want to make sure you say the right things. And so even like some things that I've been wanting to release, like I've been having this idea to release a custom GPT for astrology for years, but I haven't been talking about AI or anything because everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't use that, it's so bad, it's stealing jobs, and da 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 da. I'm like, oh my god, are people gonna not fuck with me anymore if I do this? Whole time people love what I do and they've been waiting for me to talk about this, and it's like, wow.
The people, this is one thing I know. 100%, 1,000,000%. Look, I've been stabbed 5 times in my life. I'll happily take another stab for this. People below your tax bracket are the only people who are criticizing you.
Who?
People above your tax bracket are like, okay, I'm not really sure what you're doing, but yes, okay, this is great. The people who don't create anything are criticizing. You either create or you criticize.
Because I don't have the time for that shit. Like, there's some things I'm like, I just don't have an opinion on it. And I think that's okay. And then people act like you're crazy for not having an opinion on something. But it's like, I have, and I always joke with this because I love the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But it's like, I really only have 3 fucks to give. Like, I don't have that many fucks to just spare on random things. So why would I spare one of my very limited fucks on something that doesn't directly affect me? It's literally draining. Like I said, I literally felt myself getting depressed. I was getting depressed. I didn't want to show up for my business anymore because now I'm like, oh, maybe this is tone deaf. Maybe it is ridiculous for me to continue to show up and sell when people are on here talking about they're dying and poor and all of these things. But it's like, well, who am I helping? Because I also like to give money. Just I don't have to fucking post about it. You know, like I don't have to post about, oh, I just gave $300 to somebody who was asking for help. Like I don't have to, but that's what I like to do. And where's that money coming from? If I'm not posting about my business, I'm now not resourced anymore.
It's so real. When I started making money, people like, I'm not susceptible for the good girl complex. I don't have a good girl complex. Everyone can fuck off. So when I came to like started going to America, when I was like in my end 20s, and people started being like, oh, you're the money witch. Why don't you take care of people? I would literally go live and I would burn $100 of bills. I'm like, every time motherfucker tell me what I should do with my money, this is what I'm gonna do with it.
That's so triggering to people. Wasn't it? Were they like, oh gosh.
You better start fucking making that money yourself so you can do it, but you're definitely not gonna tell me how I should spend my money.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would you just really have to tune out the world. Like I've gotten to a place where it's like I'm in my own bubble. I don't know what other people have going on. I talk to the people that I'm meant to serve, and that's all I can do because it doesn't benefit anybody if I'm stressed out. And y'all looking to me, you know, like I'm accepting this role of, even though I reject the role of leader or
mommy, please, mommy, can you please change my diaper, Mommy, can you please pull out one nipple? I want the other nipple. Mommy.
Oh my gosh. I say that to say I'm accepting that I am one, and people are now looking at me like, Mikayla, what do we do? Like, you know, like I'm posting motivation or like what's going on in the stars. Even if it's not like a solution, there's something that offers solace. I feel like that's what my gifts are here for. It's for foresight. I literally kind of feel like I'm always sitting on a mountaintop looking down on my chest, my playing field. And I'm like, what is everybody doing down there? Okay. Oh, which is very Aquarian, right? Which is funny because, so America has a moon, an Aquarius moon. And the way the Aquarian operates, even though it's the sign of community, it's far removed. It's like collective, like the entity of the collective of something, so not like necessarily the individual.
Peasants.
So Leo opposing. Leo is the opposite of Aquarius. So Leo would be the royalty, and Aquarius would be the collective. But it's like where you're looking like, oh, okay, well, what would benefit the nation as a whole? You know, we're looking at these presidents or these leaders as people who are supposed to worry about every little individual, and that's not their role. This is an entity, this is a corporation. So I'm going to do what works best for the corporation. And then whatever minute problems the individual in the community has, because like I said, it's community and community, community and community and community, right? There should be a leader of every micro community that can bring it to the entity, to the leader of the larger community. But if we can't organize down here, how are we gonna do anything up here? You know.
But even
anyway,
the idea, right, that we could reach up here. No. There's no link.
I think there's the link when it comes to. I like to use the LGBTQ community as a good example, because they are able to organize and put money where their mouth is and take resources away from things that don't support them. And
but this is the thing, you don't take resources away, you put resources that align, and there's a difference. Because resources are not to be taken away, because someone gives you value, and that's where you go.
I am leaning more toward, like, when we talk about you can't get up here, I think when you create these small micro communities that does have a leader, that leader can then talk to the leader of the next. And everybody hates like this concept of hierarchy, but it's not going anywhere. Like,
but also they're not hating it, because they look. Everyone who hates a hierarchy, again, it's always the fucking weak people who hate hierarchy. But none of them are going like, oh, I want the worst fucking plumber because my shower broke. No, you want the fucking best plumber. The fuck? You believe in hierarchy. You don't want your worst you don't want a doctor that has not finished school. You want a doctor who studied medicine, who excels. You believe in a hierarchy.
People are so extreme. It's very extreme. And I kind of just see hierarchy as like a masculine, it's just a masculine structure, the same way we have feminine structures, and I feel like they go hand in hand. There's community, there's community economics, and then there's hierarchy, and we kind of need both in order to function as a society. Otherwise there would be chaos. There would be no structure. They work together. And but it's also like, I'm open to whatever y'all think the solution. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we are anti-capitalist, because I'm gonna keep coming back to that. If we are anti-capitalist, I'm open to that. What's the solution? Nobody can give when I see a economic system that works better and isn't just like, oh, I saw somebody say, I believe in a free gifting society. Y'all have fucking lost it. What are you talking about?
Who's going to give you what exactly?
Who's gifting? Who is setting the standard for what we're gifting? And if this does work, the only way this does work is because we have been, we already have buildings and structure and stuff that we would then be able to feed off of if it does hypothetically work. But it's like, this is some fairy tale shit. So if somebody can conjure up a plan, a real one, and like, y'all talk shit about Project 2025. Do you have, Coach Jay, you said this the other day, I think she's in the comments. Do you have a Project U? Y'all don't have no fucking documents, no plans or nothing that is fully fleshed out and thought out for any of us to follow. So I'm done with talking. I'm tired of hearing a whole bunch of people talking. If somebody can give us a plan and pitch it, and that's something like, even when I have like ideas and stuff, my friends are like, okay, put a deck together and show me. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, okay, put a pitch deck together and show us. Until then.
Exactly. So this is the thing. I'm willing to debate, discuss, hear every fucking idea. I'll only have more questions. Fucking love it. Doesn't matter how ridiculous your idea is, but like, I'm willing to entertain every idea if you actually, if you have a plan. You want socialism right now? Okay, how will we do it? Just give me an idea.
What does a matriarchal society look like to you?
Oh, like this whole like matriarchy. Oh, okay. So for one, I ain't following no fucking woman. We are fucking batshit crazy. We are fucking unstable as fuck. I am unstable as fuck. The fuck? 2 days before my menstruation, I'm like, you need to die. You need to die. I'll fucking cut your throat. Dude.
We got bitches throwing acid on each other.
We have 14 roosters. They fight each other all the time, right? I'm giving a fucking redneck example. 14 roosters. They fucking fight each other all the time. I'm PMSing. I'm like, yo, they had to die because it's too much. I'm like, I go outside, kill the roosters. Now there's calm on the fucking property. This is reality. When I'm ovulating, I'm like, everything is nice. Look at all the chaos.
I love it here. Oh my gosh.
it's so good.
Everybody makes love. Oh, but you know, then they'll say that we hate women.
I'm okay.
So
whatever label, I'm like, okay. Now
like
what?
you really can't win. Like, oh my
Now
God,
what?
it's always something. You really cannot please like I'm really coming to that conclusion. And it just feels so fucking weird because it's like I feel like all this time I have been trying to be more palatable so people can like me. And it's like y'all still don't fucking like me. So why am I trying to be palatable?
Right. Like it takes
y'all are
effort.
never happy. It takes more effort. I'd rather just be myself and serve who I'm meant to serve because y'all have fucking lost it. Everybody's the same.
Well, and people talk about matriarchy, by the way, but historically, and I know what people will say to that when they're like, the matriarchs of histories are significantly more brutal than any patriarchs. Women are brutal because they create life. They know what it is to take life away.
Oof, that's a bar.
So no, I don't want no matriarchy because I don't want a fucking instability. And also I would
want
argue
a whole bunch of people leeching off of me. Like, okay, so now what? Now you looking at me. I remember Lilith was like, y'all looking at men to pay y'all bills and take care of y'all, and then fucking matriarchy, which y'all finna come to me and think I'm about to pay your bills and take care of you. Are you fucking insane? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Look to them.
Mommy.
I'm not doing it.
Mommy, can you please take care of me? Change my diaper. Mommy. It's constantly mommy. It's a fucking infant. And that's also
I love when you say that.
Now that you're like finally coming to yourself, finally, I can't wait for this
return.
I love it. We've been waiting for you here. I love it.
I'm about to start talking even more shit. Everybody shut the fuck up. Block me if that's what you need to do. No, it's funny because it's like, so I have like this innate fear of being too radical that somebody's literally going to like shoot me in the fucking face. But it's also like, I know it sounds crazy, but that's always been a fear of mine. But it's also like, now I'm looking at it like, y'all can't do shit to me. Like, this is the fucking internet. Suck my dick. Fuck y'all. Like, and if you do shoot me in the face, I'm going to go out fucking swinging. Like, that's how it's feeling. You know, like somebody has to make a change. Nothing has ever changed without somebody sacrificing something. What do you stand for? Who is your God? You know, like I'm so fucking ready to be louder and prouder.
I can't fucking wait. It's so good. And I know we don't know each other that long, but like when I was big in the occult, like I was talking a lot of occult stuff, and you know they knew me as the demon whisperer.
Really? I think I followed you in the your rich era, like when you
were so that came after
like
my
doing the
era.
money stuff.
And I would get like all the occult, because 99% of the occult people are just mentally ill people. And I would get all the rape threats, and I'm like, you know what? I'll fucking fly you in. You want to come rape? Come over. I'll send you money right now. Come over.
Oh my gosh.
Pull up, motherfucker. So much talk.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny. No, that's because it's like, that's how you have to be with these people. Like, y'all got all this fucking audacity. All right, I got audacity too, bitch. What are we doing?
So this is the thing. Once you start stepping in a deeper level of you, like when people try to play games, it's like, God damn, now I have to play this game and I'm gonna win and everyone's gonna fucking cry and like.
And I've been trying to be this nice, like,
look at your face, like it's literally that where you're like,
oh my gosh, because I'm like, even with the God shit, right? Like I love God, I love the concept of God, I love the concept of religion. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, this is so beautiful. Let's look at how we're all saying the same thing in different ways, and let's respect each other and embrace each other. And look at this, and I'm trying to get everybody to fucking kumbaya, and I'm still being called a fucking demon. This is the most godly shit I feel like I can do. Unity, spreading love, and encouraging people to love each other no matter what their religion is that not Christ-like? Are we fucking insane? Why are y'all calling me a witch? Now I'm like, I'll be a witch. like I'm not anti-witch or anything. I'm not anti, like, I have witches in my circle.
Sure.
I just never personally resonated with the word because it just felt like it just felt remedial for what I was doing, honestly. But now I'm just like, whatever, I'm a fucking witch. That's fine. I'm not talking to you at this point. Like, I'm not about to try to find some like abstract title to claim to make it seem like I'm bigger than the fucking program. Like, I'll just be the villain. I'll be the villain. That's fine. Burn me at the fucking stake. People are funny though, because it's like, how am I the evil one when I'm encouraging love and kumbaya? It's like, people are fucking insane.
There is this book that I'm gonna need you to, and I need you to actually, I'm very anti-audiobook, but this is the only audiobook that I will ever recommend for everyone. I need you to listen to the audiobook Outwitting the Devil.
I love that book.
Right. And for everyone listening, because the audiobook, they give the devil his voice, right? They give him a different voice.
It's very entertaining.
Right. So when you ask me, or like when you say right now, you're not asking me, but when you're saying like, how am I being like villainized for trying to make people connect? That's the devil's work. And I'm not talking Christian devil, right? Like this is a parasitic, demonic, like, because in order for people to connect more and to love more, there needs to be more self-reflection. There needs to be more responsibility. It's a lot of fucking hard work. And it's not as dopamine ridden as, look at that motherfucker. Look at her fat ass. Look at the pimple on her nose. Like, that's.
I love Outwitting the Devil. I'm about to listen to it again because you brought it up. I've listened to it about like 3 times over the course of my life, but it's been a while. So I definitely need to. I love that book. It's such a good book. And Napoleon Hill is very entertaining with his theatrics. This is a great audiobook. I know we can talk forever. Like, this has been so good. And the comments are going crazy. I'm glad that we tagged people, because
so we basically need to do this again in 2 weeks or some shit. Obviously. This needs to be a reoccurring thing.
Absolutely. This needs to be a series. We need to be talking about the new era, what we're stepping into. Like, everybody should be, if you guys walk away with anything, y'all need to be creating your own economy. What does that look like? What is feeding each other within your own ecosystem? What does it need to sustain itself? What are you good at? Where can you outsource? Start looking at yourself as the fucking corporation that you are, because that's a way to allow yourself to take your power back. Y'all talk about power back to the collective, power back to the people. That's a way, okay? Nobody's handing power. Nobody's handing you power. Like, let's get rid of the delusions. I think I'm gonna write a blog post on this too. Like, this is what power returning to the collective actually looks like. But start looking at yourself as independent contractors. I'm not saying you have to aspire to being a CEO of a fucking 8-figure company. You don't have to be that. But start looking at yourself as an entity. Go ahead.
The thing is, the people who aspire to be big companies, they don't need to be taught, right? They have some fucking like little wire loose, and they just fucking have a drive that like is unique. You cannot be taught that.
Right.
What everyone needs is to fucking get their big girl panties on, and everything, and like bury and grieve everything that comes with that. That no one is coming to save you. So much shadow work. No one coming to save you. And there's a very sad part about that no one's coming to save us. And there's a very liberating part, because that means that it's all in your fucking hands and control. And how fucking empowering is that? You don't need anything.
And you get to stomp out the demons as they show up. I feel like that in itself is you reclaiming your power.
Yes.
You know, like, you don't need this external God. I mean, we all are being a God-bodied being, but that is what makes you adjacent. That's how you remember how godly you are. To be able to look a demon in the face and be like, bitch, you don't run nothing over here. I'll literally look at fear in the face and be like, I mean, you can be here. You can sit behind me, though. You don't run the fucking show here. We're going to show up anyway. You can sit your stupid ass down.
You can have the back seat, but you ain't driving.
Have you lost it? It's so fucking empowering to be able to sit with your own shadows and be like, you know what? I see you. I acknowledge you. We have to go on. As Coach Jay says, we going on. We are going on. You can't run shit around here. And it's the most liberating thing in the fucking world. And I feel like entrepreneurship itself is like such deep, it's a deep form of shadow work, because you have to show up, you have to face your dark parts of yourself, you have to see yourself as what you want other people to perceive you as. You have to see yourself as somebody who already is in this position of success, that you want to be this authority. You have to constantly see yourself as that. So therefore, you have to constantly face all of the shit that is telling you that you're not.
Yeah.
So much deep shadow work. Oh my gosh, I love you so much.
I adore you. And for me, like, so as a former world famous dominatrix, like one of my main gig was I was blackmailing people, right? So people would pay me to blackmail them. So and I learned that like the majority of the people, like they had like some shame aspect, right? And it was never really anything to be ashamed of, but it like lived in their shadow so big, and the shadow like became bigger and bigger. So those are the skeletons in the closet, right? So it taught me like the moment you shine everything, when you go light in, no one can do you shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing to hook. There's nothing to hook you on. That's fucking freedom. That's fucking freedom.
Okay, and with great freedom comes great responsibility. And I keep being taught that over and over and over. Like, and oh my gosh, not to continue. Oh my God, we can talk about so much. We can talk about so much, but I'm looking at like America, right? I'm now questioning how free is too free. Are we like to the point where it's almost like, does it become blasphemous to a certain point where it's like, yeah, people should be able to live however they want to live, but how free is too free in the context of contributing to some kind of stable society? So I'm looking at, for example, I'm looking at Malaysia, right? This is a Muslim country, so they have Muslim standards. I can't, if I even French kiss my boyfriend in public, it's like, what the fuck, this is haram. Like, what are you doing, you know? And it's like, that's extreme to some people, but it's like, no, because why the fuck do we all have to stare at everybody tonguing each other down? You know, why do I have to stare at you walking around with your ass out? Or, you know, just little things like that. And I think of course, disclaimer, I think everybody deserves to live where they align with. But it just makes me think of like how America at times feels like anything goes. Kind of similar to Thailand in some areas, where it's like, I don't know. I just always think of like, how free is too free? Like, yes, you have, okay, so back to like the abortion conversation, right? You have the freedom to fuck who you want to as a woman. I think you deserve that, right? You have the freedom to do what you want with your body. Does that mean you should then just keep getting pregnant because you can keep getting abortions? Does that mean you should just keep fucking everybody because you can? Is that liberating?
Well, and not only is it not liberating, that's one of the infantile illusions, is that you should be able to have endless pleasure without any consequence.
Right. And I mean, like,
what are you doing?
I think of that even when it comes to
but like food is a great example. Sure.
Not to cut you off, but I think of like, you know how people are like, well, Jesus died for our sins. It's like, first of all, Jesus was murdered. Like, let's stop trying to frame it as if he did something grand for us. He was fucking murdered by the people he was trying to help. But also, he died so we don't get stoned to death. Like, that was, yeah, on earth you may be able to function without consequence. That doesn't mean to just be out here. You know, this is y'all standard. I'm not Christian, but this is y'all standards, right? If you're a Christian, you should be living by this moral code that you claim to live by, and not doing whatever the fuck you want to do because somebody died for your sins, right? To give you that freedom. So I think it's similar in that sense, where it's like, okay, we're gifted this freedom. Does that then mean we succumb to this like fucking feral animalistic nature
it's hedonism?
Yeah.
It's hedonism, right? Endless joy, pleasure, bliss. Anything that is not bliss, anything that isn't joy is hard. And it's almost like, it almost feels like insulting. Like, oh my God, like, what do you mean I have to work out? What do you mean I can't eat chocolate all day? What do you mean, you know, why, like, what do you mean I can't fuck endlessly and have orgasms? But they, in this case, the men do it. They fuck all the time.
And why is that your standard? Like, what the fuck? Why is that your standard?
What are we doing?
Them? They're lost.
What are we doing?
Like, why are we following other human standards? Are we? What's the fucking plot here? Like, and I think the freedom, the freedom to do what works best for our coding, I think is really what the freedom is. Like, I have the freedom to work whenever I want to. That was me freeing myself from the corporate world, which I never really got too deep into in the first place. But freeing myself from that system allows me to do whatever the fuck I want to do. You know what I do? Whatever with that freedom, I continue to do things that help me maintain that freedom. So I can lay in the bed all day. I'm not. I'm gonna go to the fucking gym, so I'm not gonna be a fucking slob.
What's the price of the freedom, though? The price you pay for the freedom is endless fucking stress at the beginning, having to work way more than 9 to 5. Like, boo, entrepreneurial stuff is 24/7. There's no like, oh, you know, I'm gonna pause this until tomorrow, because your mind keeps going. There is, if you don't show up, there's no sick leave, there's no fucking insurance. No, that's the price you pay. That's why you as an entrepreneur deserve the riches, because you paid and are still paying the price of the risk.
Yes. Look, I see these fucking 80-year-olds working at like Publix and shit, you know, because they can't retire. And I'm like, okay, so I now have to think about stuff like retirement. I have to think about investing for my future self. I don't have a 401k. I don't have that. I don't have health insurance I don't have benefits. Like, I have to create my own benefits. I'm willing to do that because I control my time. But, you know, it's, my boyfriend says the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Word. You said that the other day too on your TikTok. Mm-hmm. And it really is like, I hate to bring everything back to business, but everything kind of is, it functions like business. How are you going to get a return if you're not investing? Where is your energy going?
Life is a contract to energy.
Yes.
And you either have liability or you have assets. Your behavior is either a liability or it's an asset. The friends, the people you surround yourself with are either a liability or asset. The things you consume, either a liability or an asset. Everything. And it works. I'm a triple Capricorn, so like the business analogy works really well for me. But
yes, I love Capricorns. Some of my closest friends, my most iconic fucking friends, are Capricorns, because it's literally like that you know, y'all are the goats, so it's like persistence and like really climbing your way to the top of that fucking mountain. Like, I love everything about Capricorn energy, because it's like, y'all, everybody else is a fucking loser. It's funny though, because I always joke that Capricorns think everybody is their employee. Like, sometimes I talk to Capricorns, I'm like, I don't work for you. You know that, right? I don't fucking work for you.
I mean, my fellow entrepreneurs don't work for me. The rest of the world does.
No, it's so funny. And I feel like sometimes I'll say like, oh, you got to bitch out a Capricorn when you first met them, because if you don't, they're going to feel like you're pussy and they can boss you around. And it's like, that's why I be like, I don't fucking work for you. Who are you talking to? And then after that, it's the most amazing conversation. We have the most amazing relationship, because it's like, oh, you're not one of them. You don't need my guidance. Sorry. Like, that's how y'all act. Like, oh, you don't need me to tell you what to do.
That's so funny.
You have a mind of your own.
That's
I
so
love
good.
that so much.
So good.
Yes.
Okay, babe. This is so good. We're gonna do. I'll text you. We'll do one in 2 weeks again.
Sure. Yeah. I'll have more to say then.
Endlessly. Hell yeah.
Endlessly.
Welcome to your new level.
Money.
Welcome to your new level.
It feels good to be here. Mm-hmm. It feels so
looks good on you.
Here with the winners. Oh, thank you, honey.
Looks good on you, baby. Mm-hmm. Winning looks good on you. Hell yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm at the winners table.
Mm-hmm. Everyone.
Ketchup, mustards.
Everyone, Mikayla Rose. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes, you are.
Okay. We'll put the links everywhere. I'll tag everyone. See y'all in 2 weeks. Everyone share it. If we upset you, I hope we upset you. Get yourself in the feelings. Share it with people who will also get upset. And, you know, maybe you got like a nice message here and there. You know, DMs are open. Yeah. You're open to argue with me.
I'm not. My DM's not open.
Everyone have an amazing day. We need to be hydrated because we're rich and hydrated.
Period. Thank you, Bara, for having me.
Bye-bye.